The man took out his brain and placed it in a tank of water. Instantly, he lost all energy and just wanted to sleep. What he didn't know was that a zombie had crawled in through the window. The zombie grabbed the brain and stuffed it into a sack, but the sack was already too full. There was no room for extra brains, so the zombie shoved the brain into his own pocket, then flew into the sky carrying the sack. At Heaven's Gate, a long line had already formed. The zombies brought the collected brains there for repairs. After handing them in, they could finally clock out and go home. But when this zombie got back, he suddenly realized he had forgotten to turn in the brain in his pocket. Panicked, he flipped open his own skull and hid the brain inside. That's when the world around him began to change. Buildings started to shift and twist. People on the street were urinating openly. Some were robbing others in broad daylight. Frightened, the zombie took out the brain, but saw the man was still asleep. He tried again and again, but nothing worked. On the verge of collapse, he threw the brain away and rushed home, closed all the curtains, and hid in fear. But the world would not go back to how it was. Even the innocent little mouse turned into a snarling giant rat. Unable to cope, the zombie jumped out the window and ran aimlessly through the streets. Lost in the chaos, he accidentally bumped into a pedestrian. He kindly reached out to help the person up, but his zombie face scared the person back. He gave a friendly smile. Slowly, the person relaxed. Suddenly, a speeding car rushed toward them. In a flash, the zombie pushed the person aside, taking the full force of the crash himself. One of his arms flew off. He awkwardly shook his stump, then disappeared into the distance. That night, he stood on a rooftop surrounded by skyscrapers. Looking at the world below, he realized something. A world with color felt warmer than a world in black and white. Humans weren't meant to live in cold, colorless emptiness. So the zombie made a decision. He reattached his arm, leapt from the rooftop, and flew straight home. He found the brain he had thrown away, and carefully placed it back inside his skull. From that day forward, a new hero walked the earth. A zombie on a mission to save the world.